I'm making a list. This poem is one of the points of subversion. I want to mention Madonna's opinions first. She says that Silverstein further criticizes in this poem all the people, especially adults, for all the words they make children use to be polite. The poem is a very comprehensive list of all the mannerly short phrases adults try to teach children to use in order to make them acceptably mannered and civilized. The problem is that manners are an artificial construct. Their purpose is to provide social lubrication in order to avoid unpleasantness, or worse, to make social situations easier. But these purposes are not always clear to children, who see manners as unimportant impositions of adults that force children to behave in ways that seem to them arbitrary and unnatural rather than helpful. Even after an explanation of why one uses these command phrases, politeness may not make sense. The list, organized vertically with a minimal punctuation, is designed to rhyme the word you and to provide a terminal rhyme with may I and goodbye. Certainly, using these phrases would help any child to appear considerate and well behaved, especially when said sincerely and used appropriately. The trouble is that these words are supposed to reform one's feelings and morality, to transform one from a little savage into the representative of all that is beautiful and good in humanity. The purpose of manners is not just superficial change, but rather to conjure up in the child's goodness and kindness and gentleness, sweetness and rightness. In other words, proper mastery of these phrases makes one into a mild-mannered, ideal child, at least from a conventional adult's point of view. The punchline appears at the end. If you know some that I forgot, please stick them in your eye. The rudeness of this sentiment is not at all camouflaged by the words please. But rudeness aside, is an accurate assessment of a child's sense of manners, or form, with little substance. One has only to look at the Mallory phrases that Silverstein cites to understand their vacuity. After all, when one asks, how are you? One usually does not expect a full expressed and considerate answer. And clearly, it's only in God's power to bless the sneezer. The phrase has been torn loose from its original meaning and is used in a much more trivial way. And the children are frequently encouraged to say hello and to demonstrate friendliness even when they are shy and uncomfortable in the presence of some unfamiliar or unwelcome situation. The list of proper behaviors and the words that go with them are troublesome to children. Expecting sincere behavior and adding more turn items to the list are simply unwanted intrusions to the already overloaded child. The humor, the point's obvious contradiction, and the deflection of adults' expectations in the final line make this poem a success with its intended audience, children, though it perhaps raised the hackles of his early audience of adults. I totally agree with MacDonald. I especially agree with the comments of the last line. Please stick them in your eye. I think why he used eye, because people cover their eyes with the words. They want to discipline children, but they forget they have to behave after they understand what these words mean. And they have to behave sincerely. These words means the good qualities of human being. Then make them into actions rather than just words. So you can see the illustration, the ink and the pen. They are the tools to write words. They are not tools to teach us how to behave with heart.